Hello everyone, this video is to help you get started on your simulation for the Resources, Sustainability, and Biodiversity lesson that we have started in Honors Earth Science. And this will take you through going from year 0, which is our starting populations, to year 1. So on your student journal that you should have in Notability, this gives you directions as to how you should start and how you should kind of plug away through this simulation. So very first thing we need to do, you've made a copy of the template that we have in Schoology for you. And this is going to be easier on a computer. So if you have access to a computer, that would be great. It is doable on your iPad. I just think it's a lot harder, so I would recommend doing it on a computer. So first thing it says we need to do is start with the population numbers for each species from the previous year. So obviously we're in year 0, so we need to populate the starting population row up top. That's what we're shooting for right here. So you can find all of these starting population numbers up here. So it says species starting population. So I filled in all of my equations from the other day. Now we're going to fill in all of our starting populations. And the first cell says to fill in plant A. So I come down here to my plants. Well, if you notice, all plants start with 1,000 members of the species. So I can very simply type in 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, and of course we're disconnected from the Wi-Fi here, so we'll try to jump back in. There we go. 1,000, 1,000, and 1,000. So all of my plants are good to go. I literally just typed in those numbers in the cells as 1,000. Super easy. We're going to do the same thing with animal X, Y, and Z. And if we come up here, animal X starts with 100, animal Y starts with 10, and animal Z starts with 50. So we're just going to chuck those in, 100, 10, and 50. Okay, so if we go back to our reference sheet, it says calculate the human impact on each of the species, row 4. You will use the yearly scenarios presented on the next page, but to set up your spreadsheet, you can assume humans have not entered the ecosystem yet. Great, so we know that nothing has happened in human impact. We can just go ahead and leave that blank. So next it says calculate the number of each species remaining after the human impact row. So I'm just going to chuck in zeros here really quick. 0, there's no impact, perfect. So here's the first time we're going to start putting in equations. Now, I cannot recommend you do this highly enough, because if you do these equations correct, you can just copy and paste, and this will go 10 times faster for you. So we're going to start with a simple subtraction. I'm trying to figure out my remaining population. So to find that, I need to take my starting population and subtract all that humans have done here, which is 0. So follow very carefully. You need to input this exactly as I do. I'm going to hit the equal sign. That tells our spreadsheet that I need to perform a function here. I need to perform some math. So I just tapped equal sign. Then I'm going to come up here and click on this cell. And you can see in the top left it's populated as whatever's in cell C2. And then I'm going to hit the minus button. And then I'm going to click cell C4 down here. So that tells our spreadsheet that I'm going to take whatever's in this cell up here, which happens to be 1,000, and I'm going to subtract whatever's in this cell down here. So now all I have to do, hit enter, and voila, it's magically populated in. Now the cool part about this is that when I copy and paste this whole thing, whatever number I put in here, let's say I just change it to 5,000, oh, look at that. It's populated perfectly. I could do 29, same thing. I don't have to re-put it in down here. It just makes it go so much faster. So I'll show you how to do that one more time for plant B, and then I'm going to show you a cheat code here. So if I hit enter, knowing that I need to do some math, I click on the first number, I hit the subtraction sign or the minus symbol, I click on the second box, check it's correct, D2 minus D4, yep, D2 minus D4, I hit enter, and 1,000 populates in. So now let's say there was 60 plants that were killed. See how it changes right away without me needing to do anything. Super, super easy. Now, another great part about being on a computer. Since I have this formula saved in here, I can actually just click on this cell, wait for the little plus to come up, drag that all the way across, let go, and that just copied the formula to all of these cells. So if you look up here, plant D, it's just F2 minus F4, animal X, H2 minus H4, animal Y, I2 minus I4. So I've just copy and pasted that all the way over. It's phenomenal. So nice. So now we've set up our starting population for year 1. And if we go back to our student journal, it says for years 1 through 3, just run the simulation as normal. Run it as you normally would. Perfect. So we need to start chucking in some formulas for animal X. Well, if we go to our animal X formula, animal X is X times 10 divided by 5 because it eats all types of plants equally. So we're trying to find out how many of plant A animal X eats. So these are how many plant A's that are consumed by animal X. So we need to put in a formula. So we're going to hit enter because that's how we know we need to do some math. And we are going to take a left parenthesis. And now I need the amount of animal X because it's, going back to our formula, X times 10, which is the number of animal X, times 10 divided by 5. So I need to grab the number of animal X, which is right here, 100. I need to multiply that. And the only way spreadsheets are going to recognize multiply is if you use the asterisk symbol. Lost my words there for a second, asterisk symbol. So I take H5, which is 100. I need to multiply that number by 10. I'm going to close my parentheses to say that needs to happen first. Then I'm going to divide, which is just the slash symbol. And our formula says we need to divide by 5. Okay, so I have 100 times 10 divided by 5. Hit enter, 200, perfect. 100 times 10 is 1,000. 1,000 divided by 5 is 200. Okay, well, we're just going to use that cheat code again. Go all the way over. Oop, something went wrong here. So we see how in here it says I5 times 10. Well, if I look at I5, yikes, that's taking 10. So let's go back and fix this error here. I want to click animal X, hit enter. Come in here, this is J5, I'm going to get rid of J5, I want animal X, enter. Same thing here, this is K5, not what I want animal X. And then finally, okay, now the reason we're doing that is because you need to make sure, using your logic, that going through here, well, if animal X eats all of these plants equally, then all of these need to be the same number. So originally I had 200, 100, 10, and 0 or something like that. We knew that that was incorrect because on our sheet it says it eats all types of plants equally. Then you can go in here and do the same thing for animal Y. So if you look at your animal Y formula is Y times 3, so the number of animal Y times 3 divided by 2. So let's toss that in there quick. We're going to hit equals to know we have to do some math. Left parenthesis, number of animal Y times 3. Close that parenthesis, and we're going to divide that by 2. Okay, 10 times 3 is 30, divided by 2 is 15. Perfect. Now we're going to do the same thing over here. Equals number of animal Y. Whoops, forgot my parentheses. Number of animal Y, asterisk or multiplied by 3. Close those parentheses, divided by 2. So after you've calculated the total of animal Y that's been eaten by animal Z, you can go through and do the same thing for how many of plant A animal Z will be eating. So you're going to use this number up here, this 50, to plug in your formula and calculate how many of plant A are eaten by animal Z. Then you can go down here and add up all of these that have been eaten. So for example, for plant B, there's only been 200 consumed by all of these different animals, right? So animal Y didn't eat any of plant B, animal Z didn't eat any of plant B, so our number would be 200. So for some of these, like plant A, you're going to have to add these two together, but for plants B through E, you can just say, I want this number to equal that number, and spread it across. Easy peasy, just like that. Then you'll have to calculate your remaining population, and that should be another simple subtraction, so just like the ones we did above. And then finally, calculating your offspring. So you're going to have to use your reproduction rate formula from your sheet. To give you an example, like this for animal Y, this is our formula. You're going to chuck that formula in, calculate your new population, then you will get your change in population here. That change in population is going to be a very simple new population minus our starting population up top. That's going to give us our new population and our change in population down below. That's as far as we need to get today. When we come back from break, we're going to go a little bit farther past year 1, and we're going to transverse all the way through 10 years when we come back. But as you can see, years 1 through 3 are pretty easy. When we get to year 4, we're starting to add some human impact. We're starting to add some disease that might happen, some other alterations. So that's where we need to get to for now. Remember, always ask your teacher if something looks weird. We want to make sure we have this right so that in year 9, you don't figure out that you made a mistake in year 1. Okay? So let us know if you have any questions. Send us a message. Otherwise, good luck in completing the rest of year 1, and we'll see you after break.